So my name is Sharita and I'm the Group CEO of Ombak Kitchen. I actually run 5 chain restaurants, seafood restaurants, and I usually deal with 80 to 100 of my staff. And my job on a daily basis is to manage the restaurant, the operations, from the operation basically from A to Z. And that is how my daily routine is in my workplace. So I would like to share one of my experience where I was, as I mentioned earlier, I have been sleeping with Scalar for almost a year, which is 2025. And one of the week, the Scalar has been removed to another room for in my parents' room. And I was sleeping in Scalar, without Scalar for a week. So what happened was that one whole week, I didn't know it's because of Scalar was removed. That's why I actually has lower energy. So what happened in that 1 week where I have this negative thought where I thought that, everything was very impossible for me to make it happen. So you see, in the position that I hold, there is no room for, I go no room for falling sick, number one. I have no room of having a lower energy, meaning that you must be always positive because you are actually facing 80 to 100 staff in a daily basis and they are waiting for your direction. And you can't have negative thoughts and going to work with a negative thought and giving them a direction or a negative vibe for them to actually carry on to their works. So this is something that I see very different when I was not sleeping without a Scalar that particular 1 week. I think at that point of time, I was actually at a very low energy level, or I would say it's a very negative thought that I have. So immediately when I took back, after a week, I took back the Scalar and put back into my room. On that night, when I sleep in Scalar, it actually have the next morning I woke up, it actually have a flip of an energy level switch where I was driving my car, I was going to work, and I was feeling this energy where everything is possible. I don't know how to convey this message, but it was, don't know whether you're going to conquer the world, but you have this level of mindset where, oh, I'm going to conquer the world now. Like, everything is possible for you. So that is the level of difference you can see with and without Scalar. Sleeping with Scalar and sleeping without Scalar, that's big of difference. I wouldn't know this because it is so subtle, because you've been sleeping in Scalar for a year and suddenly you've been removed for a week and you can see a drastic change in terms of your energy level. So what happened, I assume what happened is that whole week of Ramadan month, I was meeting a lot of people, including the customers, staff, and a lot of engagement going on where I didn't even realize that the external environment can actually affect your energetic level. When I come back to sleep at home in Scalar, it actually cuts off that. The next morning, you actually have a different level of mindset. So that's what happened to me. It won't happen to me if the Scalar was not removed in a week. I would have think that nothing happened or everything is fine. But I didn't know that Scalar can do this much until it was removed from me for a week. So in 2026, I actually did my blood test again, which is recently. My blood test, even though I was taking the iron pill for a year, my blood test still shows below par, which is 7. Before this 3.4, which is 7, is still below par. And it got me to a surprise where I didn't have an issue of energy low, or I cannot work. I work 12 hours a day. I don't have an issue of working 12 hours a day. And that is proven by fact where I thought that I was taking iron pill, that's why my energy level was back to normal. But that wasn't the fact, because my body is not absorbing the iron. So I need to do something else, because that's recently I found out. But in terms of energy level, I can tell very concretely is because of Scalar, because there's nothing other than that I have changed. Meaning, why I say scalar, because I know the difference when it was removed and it was replaced back, and it restored the energy level back, and it restored the positive mindset just by instant. You can always ask me a question, or what happened 1 year before when you didn't have a scalar, right? You can ask me the question, so how were you moving, right? So I think the answer was, I asked myself this question, the answer was, I would have pushed myself every day basis. I would have, for me is, as the CEO of the company, there is no excuse that you cannot achieve anything. You need to achieve. So I would have struggled to push myself. I would have dragged myself to the workplace. And I think with Scalar, it has makes the process much more easier. You have first you have a positive thought. You drop off all the negative thought that you have, and you go to work with a very positive mind, with high level energy, and everything else fall in place. Whereas before that, I would have dragged myself pretty much to work and make sure that things happen, and I would have struggled without Scalar. I would have struggled way much more than that. People who is in my position, which is you hold high position, meaning you need to direct the company. Like for me, I can't afford to have any low energy environment, meaning I need to have very positive environment, or I need to be positive myself to change the environment. So that's very important for me. Number two, I cannot afford to fall sick, because if I fall sick, then everything is slowed down in my company. So because they are waiting for direction of what to do on a daily basis. Two things. So your health and your energy level. So these two are very, very important for someone who holds a position like me, to make sure that the entire organization run in a way that it has been set. So what Scalar has changed in my life is from someone who struggle and drag, and you need to read a lot of motivation book to become very motivated, to someone who uses Scalar and sleep in Scalar, and then you actually gain positive level of thinking and high level of energy, and this will actually smoothen the entire process. And even now I'm thinking, how do I make it available in my office so that my people have the same energy level, they have positive thinking and high energy level to run the show in my company. That's how I'm thinking now.